Water fed pole versus squeegee. I got the pole here, but I got the brush detached so I can show you a little bit easier. So I'm gonna be going through the pros and cons of each, why I have a personal favorite, and then you can make your own decisions. All right, so I got the water fed pole here. I'm gonna do the cons of each first. So this is the water fed pole. The brush goes on the end. The tube goes through the pole and it hooks up to a pure water system, like a water filter. So for the cons, first off, these are super expensive. If you're gonna buy a pure water system with the water fed pole, you need the filter too. You're looking at around like $2,000 entry level price. The pole alone is like $800, so it's pretty expensive. Another con, it's pretty long, so it can be difficult to use in tight spaces. If you only have a little bit of room to work with, then it's going to be definitely harder. Also, the water, it's going to be spraying everywhere. That's another thing. So these things go through a lot of water. It's going to be soaking the area pretty good. So you can't really use these indoors, obviously, because you'd be soaking the place. So really you can only use the water fed pole outdoors for exterior. All right, let's go to the squeegee. Okay. Squeegee cons. So with the squeegee traditional system, you got the mop, right? Obviously, there's a lot of squeegees that are, this one is combined, the mop and the squeegee, a lot are separate. So you have the mop. So when you're cleaning the window with the mop, it's actually not very abrasive at all. So you're gonna have to wipe down the window, and then you're also gonna have to go over it most times, unless they're already pretty clean, but you're gonna have to go over it with an abrasive pad as well. So it's gonna be, and then you're also, of course, gonna have to squeegee it down. So there's a lot more steps involved. It takes a lot longer to do a window with the squeegee and mop method. So the squeegee, it depends on how good you are with the squeegee. If you're not like a pro, then it's easy to leave streaks because, you know, as you're squeegeeing it, small streaks can be left behind as well as drip marks. So that's definitely a con. The use of soaps. Some people don't want to have soaps being used on their property, getting into their garden beds and all that. You got to use soap or some type of chemical with the squeegee to wash the window. And when you squeegee a window down, when you're squeegeeing the soap and water off, you're actually leaving a micrometer thin, like a super thin layer of soap behind that can actually attract dust and stuff. Okay, so that about covers the cons. I'm going to go into the pros now. So some pros with the water fed pole and brush. So when you're doing the window like this, you're scrubbing it down, right? You're scrubbing it down. And it actually is pretty abrasive. So as long as the windows aren't super dirty, you won't actually need to go back over it with an abrasive. This will do the trick on its own. And then you rinse it down with the pure water, and that dries spot free because of the filter, because there's no dissolved solids in it. So you don't need to use soap or chemicals. The speed of the job is another factor for sure. The water fed pole probably is about like twice as fast as the squeegee, maybe even more. So that's huge. When you're doing jobs, you know, that take say 6 hours with the squeegee, you could do the 3-hour job with the water fed pole, and then you can be doing more jobs in a day, more income that way. The pole itself has a really long reach, so you're going to be able to get the tall stuff without ladders, which is also huge. So less ladder work involved. And yeah, I think that about covers it. And now the pros for the Squeegee. So the Squeegee is cheap. You can get a basic Squeegee kit going if you're just starting out, which is what I did, for about 200 bucks. You can even go to Home Depot. I might make a video on that. I started out with the Squeegee method. So it's a really good budget friendly option if you're on a budget. Another benefit to it is it's good in tight spaces. So because you can just have it on the handle like this, you can get in really detailed work with the Squeegee. And you can also use the Squeegee indoors because it doesn't use a ton of water. There is still going to be like drippings and stuff, but you can lay a towel and that way you can clean indoors with it as well. Yeah. One other thing I forgot to mention, huge pro with the water fed pole system. So with the brush and the pole, what it allows you to do is actually get the frames like this. You can get the frames, and you can get even like inside the frames too, kind of. And you can also get the sills pretty easily. And that's huge because that's adding service to your job. That's adding value to your job. So I think, you can even sell jobs potentially at a higher price with the water fed pole because you're offering more. With the Squeegee, you can't do frames. You can't do frames with the Squeegee. It's just not going to happen. So all in all, with my company, I only do exteriors. So of course, for me, it's the water fed pole all day. I don't ever really use the Squeegee. I don't really like the Squeegee. I used it like on my first job pretty much, and it took so long. I was like, after that, I was like, no, I gotta get the water fed pole. Yeah, it speeds up the job. It's easier personally for me. It's more fun to use. And yeah, that's why I would go with the water fed pole if you're only doing exteriors and if you can afford it. Again, budget is also a factor. So yeah, I hope you found the video useful, informative, and I'm going to be doing a lot more tutorials and stuff, window cleaning, the business side of things as well. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll be back with more content soon. Thanks.